Day one of training camp is in the books. I don't know about you, but I am super pumped up and excited that it is finally here. We've been waiting all off season to watch guys that Brian Gutekunst drafted, and also see guys that we know are going to be making the roster. Guys like Marshawn Lloyd or Jordan Morgan or even Luke Musgrave, guys that just haven't had an ability to get on the field or stay on the field due to injuries. I'm super pumped up and excited about it. Will they be able to stay healthy through training camp and build steam and momentum as preseason arrives and then the regular season? Stay tuned for all of that on this channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, take a second to do so. Okay, so there's an unexpected Packer player that stole the show in training camp for day one. I'm not talking about guys like Matthew Golden or even Jordan Love, although they did have good performances. We're talking about a kicker, Brandon McManus. And I don't want to overlook the small things because it's the little details that help you win games. And let me remind you of names like Anders Carlson or Greg Joseph or Brandon Narvison, guys that just were completely inconsistent. And that totally changes the way that you coach. It changes the way that you plan for the game. If you've got a kicker that you cannot rely on, it certainly changes the way that you're aggressive or not aggressive offensively. I'm super pumped up. The Packers have a reliable kicker in Brandon McManus, and they know that this is a guy that they can look past and be like, okay, this is going to be a consistent kicker for us. He went 3 for 3 in the first set yesterday, had 41-yard field goal made, a 38-yarder, and then a smaller one. And then on the second set, he made a 43, 38, and a 45-yarder. That is huge. You've got a consistent kicker that's out there, and he's shown. And let me remind you, in fact, last year, if you remember when we had all the inconsistencies with our kickers, you had a guy in Brandon McManus who joins the team, and it was at Lambeau Field against the Houston Texans, and he won the game. He had a game-winning field goal in that game, and then the next game he had another game-winning field goal. So his first two games with the Packers, he had game winners, and he went on to make 20 of 21 field goals for the rest of the season, and he was perfect from extra points, which was huge because that wasn't something that the Packers were used to seeing in recent history. But they've got their guy now in Brandon McManus, so they can look past all of the things that the Packers used to take for granted, having a kicker like Mason Crosby out there when you knew extra points were just a give me, or even shorter field goals and even longer field goals. You had a guy in Mason Crosby that could go out there and get the job done. Brandon McManus seems to be that guy. The Packers signed him to a 3-year offseason deal. I'm super pumped up about him being on the team. It's only going to make Matt LaFleur's job easier and his play calling ability easier for the rest of the team. I'm excited about today. I'm excited to see if we can see a little bit extras from Marshawn Lloyd or even, Matthew Golden, guys like that. Leave your comments. Let me know, who are you most excited to watch? Savion Williams is one of those guys that I'm super excited to see what this dude can do. We've talked about it before. He's that utility knife type wide receiver. He's kind of like got that Deebo Samuel effect to him. So I'm super excited to see how Matt LaFleur incorporates him into the offense. But it's the little guys that get the job done that help make the wheels go round on your season. And Brandon McManus is certainly that guy for the Green Bay Packers. Leave your comments. And as always, go Pack Go.